You keep trying to improve your life, build discipline, and think long-term consistently, but your mind still feels constantly tense, always alert and emotionally overloaded somehow. That changes your behavior more than realized. You think your problem is inconsistency or laziness and lack of focus, but your nervous system still believes danger exists, so your brain prioritizes survival over growth, even when your environment looks safe. That is why calm feels unfamiliar sometimes, why rest feels strangely uncomfortable internally, why you keep expecting something bad constantly, why your mind struggles slowing down fully. You adapted to survival for too long. A survival-focused mind thinks short-term constantly. It focuses on immediate relief and safety, not future planning or disciplined consistency. Growth becomes difficult under chronic stress because survival always takes priority first. When your nervous system feels threatened constantly, your brain seeks emotional protection automatically. Avoidance becomes easier than difficult action. Comfort becomes more attractive than challenge, and discipline starts feeling emotionally unsafe. This affects more than your emotions daily. It changes your focus and decision-making, your patience and energy and consistency, even your ability to think clearly. Stress reshapes behavior at every level. You overthink simple situations constantly because your brain scans for possible threats, trying to predict problems before they happen, trying to avoid emotional pain repeatedly. That hypervigilance becomes mentally exhausting. You struggle relaxing without stimulation sometimes. Silence feels uncomfortable and emotionally unfamiliar. Stillness feels unsafe instead of peaceful internally, so you distract yourself constantly instead. Your nervous system never fully settles. You may also procrastinate important goals, not because you lack ambition internally, but because growth involves uncertainty and exposure, and survival-focused minds avoid perceived risk automatically. Even positive change can feel threatening. Over time, survival mode changes your identity. You stop feeling emotionally safe with growth. You begin shrinking your own potential slowly, avoiding pressure and visibility and discomfort, not realizing survival conditioning still controls you. You become highly reactive emotionally sometimes. Small stress feels bigger than necessary internally because your system already feels overloaded daily. You are carrying invisible emotional tension constantly. That pressure eventually affects everything else. And eventually, exhaustion becomes your personality. You stop expecting peace or stability anymore. Stress starts feeling normal and familiar daily. Calm begins feeling temporary and fragile instead. That is what survival conditioning does. Modern life constantly activates the nervous system. Noise and stimulation and endless uncertainty everywhere. Your brain never fully disconnects emotionally anymore. You stay mentally alert for too long. Recovery becomes incomplete and inconsistent. Social media increases comparison and emotional pressure. Your attention gets overloaded every single day. Your brain absorbs non-stop emotional information constantly, without enough space to process properly. That keeps your system emotionally activated. Even your lifestyle may reinforce survival patterns. Poor sleep and chronic stress and overstimulation. No silence or emotional regulation practices. No real recovery or nervous system safety. So survival mode keeps repeating endlessly. You cannot heal constant stress completely through motivation and productivity advice alone. Your nervous system needs regulation and stability, not endless pressure and self-criticism constantly. That changes how discipline gets built. Real growth requires internal psychological safety too, a mind that can think long-term calmly, a nervous system capable of slowing down, a body not trapped in hypervigilance constantly. That creates sustainable execution over time. This does not mean avoiding responsibility completely or becoming passive and emotionally fragile somehow. It means building from regulation instead, not from panic and emotional survival constantly. There is a massive difference there. Start noticing your survival patterns carefully. What situations trigger emotional overreaction most? What behaviors feel like emotional escape? What keeps your mind constantly activated daily? Awareness exposes hidden nervous system loops. Protect moments of genuine mental stillness daily, without stimulation or constant information intake. Your brain needs emotional decompression regularly. Silence helps your nervous system recover. Even brief stillness matters deeply. Reduce unnecessary chaos around your environment. Your surroundings affect nervous system tension constantly. Noise and clutter increase internal overwhelm quietly. Simple environments create more emotional stability. That affects your focus significantly. Stop attacking yourself for every struggle. Constant self-criticism reinforces emotional danger internally. It keeps your nervous system activated. Growth built through shame rarely lasts. Regulation creates stronger consistency long-term. Learn how to slow down intentionally, not because ambition suddenly disappeared completely, but because recovery improves long-term performance. Your system needs restoration to function properly. Otherwise, survival mode keeps winning repeatedly. A regulated mind performs differently completely, more focused and emotionally stable under pressure, less reactive and impulsive and overwhelmed, better at long-term thinking and execution. That changes your entire life trajectory. You were never designed to operate under non-stop emotional pressure forever daily. Your mind needs moments of real safety, not constant stimulation and hidden tension always. Otherwise, exhaustion becomes your normal state. Many people aren't truly lazy anymore. They are psychologically stuck in protection mode, trying to survive emotionally every single day, even while chasing goals externally and publicly. That internal conflict drains enormous energy. Think about your current internal state honestly. Do you actually feel calm regularly anymore? Or constantly tense and mentally alert, always waiting for pressure or problems somehow? That question reveals a lot internally. Your mind may still believe survival matters most, even if your circumstances already changed externally, because nervous systems remember repeated stress deeply. Patterns continue long after danger disappears sometimes. That is important to understand. You don't need to become fearless. You need to become more internally regulated, more emotionally stable and psychologically grounded daily, so your mind stops protecting constantly and starts building intentionally again. Real discipline requires internal stability too, not just pressure and forced productivity endlessly. A regulated mind executes more consistently naturally, because growth no longer feels emotionally dangerous. That is the deeper transformation needed. Watch next. Your body can't support your ambition, because exhaustion affects more than your energy. It changes your focus and emotional control, and survival mode gets worse when depleted. That connection changes everything.